Hello, my name is John Sebesta, and I put out a video about a month ago regarding the apocalypse, and recalling that dream that I had on January 31st, 2018. I remember myself pointing out with my one right arm, yelling out, "The apocalypse is upon us, the separation is now over." And remembering on my arms, I had large droplets of water. And now I'm thinking that it could be the spring, it could be a rainy season when the apocalypse occurs. So it could be very, very soon. I've been noticing other testimonials and other people saying that the apocalypse could happen around Nisan 1, which would be the beginning of spring. It would also end the year 577 and go into the year 5778, the new year. Now, it could even be beyond, maybe say 7 days beyond the Nisan date. I think the Nisan date is March 16th, I believe. I'd have to look it up again, but the rapture could occur even 7 days beyond that point. But in any case, some people have even said it could even occur in April, and that's very possible because thinking back, those droplets of water could easily mean a rainy season. So that's one point I did want to bring about. Another thing, too, I want to emphasize the fact that if Israel builds the temple in Jerusalem and lays down a cornerstone, keep in mind, as a Christian, we have the temple within us. And if we have the temple within us and the temple is being built in Jerusalem, it could these two temples cannot coexist. They just cannot. That's why the Christian church, would definitely have to leave. And that's I notice that's probably why Paul even mentions a lot about being caught up in heaven. Now, this is not the second coming. Jesus never comes down, touches down on earth. We get caught up in heaven with him. Another thing I want to point out is another reason why the temple and the church cannot coexist is because you really have two gospels going on. We have the gospel of grace, of course. The Christian church believes that under grace, that Jesus Christ died for us. He was buried, rose again on the third day, and he gave us grace in the sense that he took our sin. He became sin on the cross and shed his blood. Now, at the temple, they will be sacrificing animals. It was never salvation. It was they could never provide salvation. It was only a bandaid, a covering up of sin. And so therefore, these two temples cannot exist, but neither can the whole philosophy or the theology behind it cannot exist. These two gospels cannot exist because there is really only one true gospel, and that's the gospel of grace. I want to make that very clear, but the Israelites don't see that yet. They won't see that until the coming of Jesus, and then they'll fully understand. Another point I want to bring about was the fact that I was reading the book of Tribulation and looking at the 6th chapter of it, and they talk about people that are running to caves and hiding from God. As a Christian, I would never do that. I would never hide from God. I would be running to a church. I'd be running out in the streets, praising the Lord. No matter what came down, I wouldn't really care. I know I'm saved. So that's one item that we should give some people some ideas that we would not even be around at any time during the tribulation. Another point is that I noticed in, I believe it was chapter 19, verse 14 in the book of Revelation, and they talk about actually the saints coming down with Jesus. We will be on horses and we'll be robed with white robes on us, and we'll actually be riding down when Jesus actually returns to earth. So why would we be going through the tribulation and then coming down, going up and coming back down again? So these are all points I want to bring out. Oh yeah, there's one other thing I did see that someone had mentioned on the internet, that Israel is in its 70th anniversary of becoming a state, and I just didn't know this until only days ago. The 70th anniversary, and that they became statehood in 1948, and it's right now 2018. So to me, that's important because, say for instance, 2018 is the beginning of the tribulation, or tribulation begins after that. Add 7 more years to it, and what do you get? You get Israel as a nation at 77. Is that coincidence? Anyway, keep in mind how to become saved is through Jesus Christ. He is the only way, the truth, and life. Remember that he died for us, he was buried, and he rose again on the third day. And if you say this with your mouth and confess it, you're saved. Thanks.